everybody, it's a new day, but that doesn't mean that the trading has stopped. We've got another big one to talk about, and once again, the Philadelphia Flyers are involved, this time with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Before we get into the details, I just ask you to please hit that thumbs up and subscribe. It helps the channel an absolute ton and is greatly appreciated. But let's get right into it here. Jakub Voracek is no longer a Philadelphia Flyer. He has been traded to Columbus, which is the team that originally drafted him back in 2007, for Cam Atkinson. So the Flyers and Blue Jackets swap right wings here. And this obviously was by Philadelphia trying to get more cap space, get their salary down. They sent Voracek, who has 3 years left on his deal at $8.25 million, to Columbus, and brought back Cam Atkinson, who has 4 years left on his deal at $5.875 million. So obviously some cap space opened up here. Looks like, let's see, $2.5-ish million in cap space opened up for the Philadelphia Flyers, and obviously that's another move here by the Flyers, where they're trying to gain some more cap space and have more money to be able to spend in free agency. So overall here, Philadelphia sends out a pretty good winger who is on too big of a contract, and bring back another pretty good winger who is on lesser of too big of a contract. And actually, depending on what Atkinson can do in Philly, $5.875 might not be that bad of a cap hit for him. If he puts up 25, 30 goals and 50 points, then that's not a bad cap hit for Cam Atkinson. So, I like this trade a lot for Philadelphia. For the Blue Jackets, they trade away a pretty good right wing and bring back another pretty good right wing, but on a worse contract. However, Columbus is in a situation right now where they can take on a contract like Jakub Voracek's because they don't have a lot of other big contracts on their roster. They have a lot of cap space. They don't have a lot of other big names, a lot of other big contracts that they have to worry about. So Columbus can take on the Voracek contract, and it's not that big of a deal to them. Whereas a team like Philadelphia, the Voracek contract is a big deal to them. So I understand why Columbus would do this and why Columbus would be willing to take on this contract, because it's not going to have the same effect on them as it would another team who is already pushing up against the cap. Columbus is not in that situation. So for another 3 years, they can handle Voracek at 8.25, even though that's certainly too big of a contract for the production that we've seen from Voracek over the past couple of years. All in all, I really like this trade for Philadelphia. I think this was a good move by Chuck Fletcher. They needed to get that Voracek contract out, and they did that. They opened up some more cap space, over $2 million more to work with now in free agency. And Cam Atkinson is a good player. And he's a very different player from Voracek. Voracek is a passer. He's a playmaker. He doesn't score a lot of goals, but he racks up assists. Atkinson is a goal scorer, and Philadelphia needed goal scorers. They needed somebody to put the puck in the net. They have a lot of those playmaker types already. Voracek was just one of many for them. Atkinson gives them a legitimate top six scorer to go along with James Van Riemsdyk if James Van Riemsdyk remains a Philadelphia Flyer. But he is somebody who can put the puck in the net. And if he scores 30 goals next year, this is a really good move for the Philadelphia Flyers. So, all in all, I like this move for Philly. I understand why Columbus was willing to take on the Voracek contract. And it's not like Voracek's a bad player. I mean, this is a guy that's going to give you probably 60 points next year, maybe even 65 to 70. So it's not like Voracek's a bad player. The contract just is bad. But like I said, Columbus is in a cap situation right now where they don't have a lot of other big contracts. So they can take on a deal like this, and it's not an issue for them. So I do like the deal more for Philadelphia because of what it does for them, but at the same time, I understand why Columbus was willing to take this on and do this. And all in all, I think it's a pretty solid deal here between Columbus and Philly. And a nice job by Chuck Fletcher of getting Voracek's contract out of Philadelphia and opening up some more cap space for them to use. So Cam Atkinson is now a Philadelphia Flyer. Jake Voracek is now a Columbus Blue Jacket again, back to the team that drafted him. And that's kind of been the big move of the day so far. So with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon, merchandise store, donation link, and memberships are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon.